سبحان الله عما يشركون.
Now the Prophet ﷺ himself, he was a friend. He was a good friend. You know, like a person, you know, in the hadith of Sayyidina Abu Huraira, Sayyidina Abu Huraira says, before he mentions the hadith, he says, my close friend mentions this hadith. Yeah? Khariri means a close friend. Sayyidina Abu Huraira's relationship wasn't a student and teacher. Sometimes student and teacher, they have a tense relationship. The teacher has more power, the student has less power, and there's a tense relationship. But also the relationship between Sayyidina Abu Huraira and the Prophet ﷺ, the relationship between them two was of friends. That's why in the hadith, Sayyidina Abu Huraira says, my close friend mentions this hadith. And when you say Khariri, my close friend mentions this, that shows the love a person has for another person. So number one, the Prophet ﷺ was a friend. Number two, the Prophet ﷺ was a father. Yeah, was a true father. The hadith of Sayyidina Fatima, whenever the Prophet ﷺ would see Sayyidina Fatima coming towards his house, he would stand up and he would allow Sayyidina Fatima, his daughter, to sit in his place. That was the love the Prophet ﷺ had for Sayyidina Fatima and his children. When the Prophet ﷺ passed away, the Prophet ﷺ said something into the ear of Sayyidina Fatima. He said something into the ear of Sayyidina Fatima. She started to cry. And 2 minutes later, he said something else into her ear, and she started to smile. And afterwards, Sayyidina Aisha, the wife of the Prophet, asked Sayyidina Fatima that, what did the Prophet ﷺ say to you? And she said that, what the Prophet ﷺ said to me was that, first he said to me that I am going to pass away soon. And that's when Sayyidina Fatima started to cry. Then after, the Prophet ﷺ said that I will be the first person to join you in Jannah. Meaning Sayyidina Fatima will be the first person from the household of the Prophet to join the Prophet in Jannah. She started to smile. So that's why after 6 months the Prophet passed away, Sayyidina Fatima passed away as well. Okay? So see that close relationship with Sayyidina Fatima and the Prophet ﷺ. So that was how the Prophet ﷺ was as a father. The Prophet ﷺ was a husband as well. And we find examples of this in the hadith as well. When the Prophet ﷺ was at home, he would stitch his clothes, he would clean his shoes, he would help in the household work, yeah. And then after, when it was salah time, he would leave for salah. And that's what the Prophet ﷺ used to do. He used to help out in the house. He used to wash the dishes. He used to do, what a normal person does, a normal wife does. He would help out his wife inside the house as well. So he was a husband in that sense as well. He was a grandfather for Sayyidina Hassan and Hussein. The Prophet ﷺ would say, whenever Hassan and Hussein used to come, the Prophet ﷺ used to hold them. He was holding, when a person, he used to sniff them like this. And that shows this true love of the Prophet and Sayyidina Hassan and Hussein. That's why in the hadith the Prophet says that, oh Allah, he made dua, that oh Allah, I love Hassan and Hussein, so make my ummah love him as well. That's the Sayyidina Hassan and Hussein, Sayyidina Shababi Ahl Jannah. They are the leaders of the youngsters in Jannah. And the Prophet used to love Sayyidina Hassan and Hussein. The Prophet ﷺ was also a teacher. He was a teacher as well. That's why in the hadith the Prophet ﷺ says that whenever the companions used to get tired, whenever he used to see that they are losing focus, he used to stop the lesson. He used to stop his preaching, because he would know that there's no point of teaching now. So that's why even in this day and age, that's why we have lesson periods. Why do you think we have a 15-minute lesson and then we have a new one? To ensure the students don't get tired out. That's why the Prophet ﷺ was a teacher as well. The Prophet ﷺ was a teacher. That's why in another hadith the Prophet ﷺ will say that whenever you explain something, explain it 3 times. So the students, they understand in the right manner. So the Prophet ﷺ was a teacher as well. The Prophet ﷺ was a commander of an army. What does that mean? That Prophet ﷺ personally, he participated in 25 battles. Personally, he participated in 25 battles. As a commander, as a prime minister, as a king, which king would go into the battlefield himself? 25 battles he personally participated. And there were 50 battles in which the Prophet ﷺ sent out delegations, sent out the army. He gave them commands and sent out army. That's 50 times. Yeah? So 50 times there were battles in which the Prophet ﷺ did not participate in. There were 25 times the Prophet ﷺ participated in the battle. There 50 times he did not participate in the battle. And there were 9 times in which the Prophet ﷺ, he personally engaged in the battle. So what's the difference between the 25 times participation and the 9 times engagement? What it means by the 25 times participation, it means that Prophet ﷺ went on a journey with them and he commanded them from the battlefield. 9 times he's personally engaged in a battle, that means he went onto the battlefield himself. And there were certain occasions in which the Prophet ﷺ was himself injured as well. Like in the battle of Uhud, the Prophet ﷺ's front two teeth were broken. The front two teeth were broken as well. So that was the actions of the Prophet ﷺ. He came down. That's what it means. He came down for the whole of mankind. Everything. He came down for the poor people. He came down for the Bedouins. He came down for everyone in that sort of manner. Okay.